and welcome to the Pip and Pin Podcast. My name is Megan Nodecker, and I'm a knitwear designer from Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada. You can find me on Instagram as Pip and Pin and on Ravelry as Knit Pip and Pin and in the Ravelry group. So welcome back if you are a returning viewer, and welcome if you're new. I'm very glad to have you here today. It's December 13th. It's Friday the 13th. And it's raining. It's been pouring rain. And it is the 43rd episode. We're getting up there. That's pretty cool. This is a knitting podcast. I talk about knitting and designing and life stuff and other crafts if I happen to be doing them. I think there might be a little bit of crochet today. So to kick things off, I'm just going to talk about some stuff that's going on in Ravelry and other places. I have a few knit-alongs that are running right now. No new ones, just the same old ones that have been happening for a couple weeks now. We have the Rainforest Knit-Along, which is for any of the patterns from our newest book, Rainforest Knits, as well as Cat Bells and Mema, which are the other two sweaters we released this year. And that one is finishing, I extended the deadline. So that one's finishing up on January 20th. If you want more information about that, I'll make sure to put the link to everything down below in the description box. And then also going on right now is the Wintertime Mini Along. So this is for using any of your mini skeins or scraps of yarn or whatever you want. Basically any patterns that use lots of little bits of color. Perfect for, I wanted to start this one because of Advent season. I know lots of people have their mini Advent, their Advent calendars, mini skeins. I know quite a few people do have those or do swaps or lots of different things, or just to use up scraps from projects that you've completed through the year. So that one is ending on February 14th. So it goes all the way through winter. It's not just holiday. And then I'm not running this one, but there is the Indie Design Gift Along. And that is a whole bunch of participating designers for knitting gifts. There's a ton of prizes. There's a big group on Ravelry, lots of chatting, lots of fun. I've entered a few projects into that one already. And that one ends on December 31st. So there's still lots of time to participate in that one. There's like something like 250 participating designers, which I am one of. And every participating designer donates as part of being a part of it, you donate prize codes. And I think it's 6 prize codes per designer. And those get given out all throughout. There's games and for finished object prizes and for chat prizes, and just randomly they'll just like send these codes out. So there's hundreds and hundreds of those codes. And then there's also a bunch of like physical prizes that people have donated as well. So lots of fun stuff going on in there. Again, I'll put all of the information down below. What I'm wearing today, surprise, surprise, I'm wearing my Ironwood hat. As I was setting up today, I realized that, I wore it last time I podcasted, and I'm pretty sure 2 times before that. I don't remember the last time I podcasted without a hat on. It is wintertime, and I don't know. I haven't been a hat person the past couple of years, but all of a sudden this year, like all I want to do is wear hats and knit hats and put giant pom-poms on them. I just got some new pom-poms. So a little update, I did switch the pom-pom on this hat to a bigger one, and it's more brown than it was. I think I had kind of like a beigey one on before, which was nice, but I just want to switch it up. I actually started putting on attaching my pom-poms. Either some of them have like the string inside, which is really nice because you can just thread an end through and tie it up, and you can switch it out if you want to. I've actually been using these guys because most of the ones I have the little elastic band. And I've just been using these little ball stitch markers that are just like safety pins. And I don't just safety pin like through the middle. I kind of like do 4 so that it's really on there. But that seems to work great. You can't really see it, and then you can switch it if you want to, or if you wash your hats or need to wash your hat, because you can't really wash pom-poms. But yeah, so that's how I've been attaching my pom-poms, and I really like it. And this is made out of, what did I use? Sweet fiber cashmerino worsted in the Sequoia colorway. And then I'm also wearing my Portage Cardigan, which I finished a couple years ago. And this is a pattern by Melissa Shishwari. And it's knit out of poppy yarn and fiber Galway Sport. And I think I picked this up at Knit City a couple years ago. And this is one of those sweaters that I wasn't actually very excited about when I finished it. You know, when you finish something and like, it's okay, but it didn't really turn out exactly the way you wanted it to. So you're a little underwhelmed and kind of disappointed. Not that I didn't wear it and I didn't like it. It just wasn't exactly what I had in my mind. Like, I think I wanted it to be more oversized and like cozy. But as my style's changing a little bit, I'm finding it fits like exactly how I want it to. I don't know. It's not super oversized. It's not tight fitting either. Like, it's not too tight. It's just very nicely fitted. So like, I put it on and I don't know, it's like lean. It's kind of nice. So I've actually been wearing it a lot more now than I have been when I first finished it. So that's neat. I think I like that. Yeah. I finished things. Nice works in progress. It's been a couple weeks. I was really sick. Whatever flu is going around right now, I caught. Georgia had it first, and like she had a fever for a couple days. I didn't get a fever, but I was just really, really sick. And like on the weekend that the grandparents wanted to take Georgia, and so we had a weekend by ourselves, and we were gonna just go out and we were even talking about renting a cabin for a night up at Blue Lake and just going and spending an evening up there. No, I was too sick. So that kind of sucked. But I'm feeling much better now. One thing that has been really weird is like this, it's lasted a really long time. I feel okay now. I'm a little stuffy still. But one thing is I lost my sense of smell. And like literally gone. I couldn't smell anything for days. I went over to my friend Sam's house, and she has 2 dogs, and they recently like switched one of their foods or something. And so he was just so gassy and so farty. And she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." I'm like, honestly, can't smell a thing. Like, didn't bother me at all. Could not smell it one bit. And then this morning I was making coffee, and we had this like vanilla hazelnut coffee. So I made some of that this morning. And as it was brewing, I was like, "Oh, the coffee smells really good today. Like, what did I do differently?" And it's like, no, I just got my sense of smell back. And it's really strange not being able to smell things. Like, you don't think it would be as weird as it is, but yeah, it's very odd. Because I was trying to buy some like lotion, and I couldn't smell the different things. And Georgia was with me, and I was like, "Georgia, like, does this smell like anything? Like, I can't tell the difference." I bought it anyways, and I smelled it, now, and it does smell delicious, so that's good. All my candles and stuff, all my Christmas smells. I couldn't smell my Christmas smells. It was bad. We're out of the woods now. Anyway, so I have some finished objects, and I have some big finished objects, which I'm very excited about. I finished Justin's sweater. So this is a sweater that I've been working on for a while now, and it's done. This is made out of Drops Nord, held double. It's like an alpaca nylon wool mix, and there's lots of nylon in it, which is really cool. It makes for this very elastic fabric. He says it's very comfy, and I've tried it on too, and it is super comfortable. I want to make myself a sweater out of this. And I don't know if it's Held Double that's doing it. And he says it's really warm, but not over hot. So, I mean, especially here, our weather is weird. And, you know, it's not actually very cold. So, he says he thinks it's going to wear it a lot because he can wear it when it's 8 degrees outside and not get overheated. So that's good. The other yarns, I can't remember what they are. The white I know is a fingering that I held double, and the gray I think is Lichen and Lace, their sport one. And I was trying to hold that one double, but it ended up being too thick. So I just did that one single. I really just winged this pattern, if you couldn't tell. And then these are the details on the sleeves. And then, okay, so it's mostly finished. The hem, something weird happened. I think I changed my tension as I was doing the color work or something, so it flips up quite a bit. Justin says it doesn't bug him, but it bugs me. So I am going to pick this back and fix it. I mean, it'll just take a little while. I just kind of pinned the ends up because he's been wearing it. He's been wearing it every day. I'm like, sometime before Christmas, I'll probably finish it and sit down and just redo that bottom bit. And then it's done. So I kind of knit this bottom up, and I started with a provisional cast on. You can kind of see where I picked it up a little bit. That's okay. Because I wanted to make sure that it would be long enough. So I did a provisional cast on for the bottom, and then I knit up with his body shaping. And then once everything else was done, he tried it on. He said, oh, okay, I'd like it, maybe an inch or two longer. So then I just picked up my provisional cast on, knit for another inch or two, and then did the hem. So that worked out really, really well. Because that extra little bit makes all the difference sometimes. Yes, I knit it top or bottom up, and then just did some shaping, did a 3-needle bind off at the shoulders, and then picked up the sleeves and did a set-in sleeve and worked down. Yeah, that's all there is to say about this, really. He wants me to make a pattern out of it, which I think I will, if there's interest. I mean, I've never really done a men's pattern before. But if you would be interested in something like this, let me know. Or if you have someone in your life that might like it, not necessarily that you would knit it or anything like that, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's cute too. And it's long enough on me that I can just wear it with leggings. And he's very broad. He has very broad shoulders and lots of muscles. So his chest is actually pretty much the same as mine, which is kind of nice because then we can share clothes. Yeah, so that was my big finish of the week. I'm very glad to have that off the needles and done, and I'm so glad that he loves it. He loves it. There was not an issue, but the whole reason I made this for him really was because last year I made him a sweater. I made him a fingering weight sweater. I used Briggs & Little Sport, and I really disliked knitting it. It is a great sweater. It fits him really nicely, and he wears that one all the time too. But he really didn't like knitting it, and so I told him last year, I was like, you get one sweater every 2 years. I'm not knitting you a sweater every year. And then he started talking about this color that he wanted a sweater to be. So he was just talking about it all the time. And then I got intrigued. And so I was trying to figure out what color he was talking about, because the way he describes color and the way I describe color are two very different things. I even told him, I was like, it could just be they're talking about the exact same color and we're just describing it two completely different ways. Because I kind of thought the way he was describing it, I was picturing something like this. because he kept saying like red, orange, like burnt, I don't know. He just kept saying weird things and like throwing red in there. And I was like, you could have just said heathered burnt orange and I would have understood. But anyways, he got me intrigued with this color. And while we were talking about it too, I was like, we're either talking about the same color or we just see color differently, because I know that like everybody sees color slightly differently, but I know there is a discrepancy, especially between the way men and women see like reds and pinks and purples. He calls things purple that are very clearly pink. And that's literally just the way that we see the colors. It's a true thing. So he got me intrigued with this orange. And so eventually I was like, well, I just need to take you to the store so that we can figure it out. So I took him to 88 Stitches and he picked out his yarns. And then I was knitting him a sweater. So he just tricked me. He just totally tricked me. Like, he got me all intrigued with his color. And then all of a sudden, there was a sweater. So 3 years. Now he has to wait 3 years for a sweater. The other thing that I finished is this guy. And this, I don't think I had started quite yet last time I podcasted. But this is the Christmas cracker hat. It's a pattern by Faye Kennington, who is also a participating designer in the Indie Design Gift Along. And this is using Hypothesis yarns. And these are her Wes Anderson colorways. And I'm super, super excited about the way these colors came together. Not very Christmas colors, like typical Christmas colors. If you look at the colors lots of people used, because she used beautiful colors, it's like pink and red and green and white, I think. It was super, super cute. But this one is just very different. So it's my festive winter hat. It's not a Christmas hat. And this pom-pom is from Yarn Bowler, from Janet. She actually sent me, I got in the mail yesterday. She makes beautiful pom-poms. I have a big one of hers on one of my other hats. She sent me a little pack of 3 as a Christmas gift. And what I really like about hers is the ties that she does. Like this is what I was talking about before. Like it's just tied in there, so you can switch it out. There was a different pom-pom on this hat yesterday, and I just thought this little green one looked so cute on there. So I think I'm gonna hang. She gave me the idea of hanging them on my Christmas tree. So this red one and white one, I'm gonna hang on my tree until they can find a home. So thank you, Janet, for the Christmas present. I really love them. Yes, highly recommend this pattern. Highly recommend these pom-poms. I'll put it on. I was gonna wear it today, but ugh. Look at that. So yeah, and it's just a little bit slouchy. Cute pom-pom. I do wish it was a little bit tighter, just so that it would stay on my head a little better. I was wearing it last night, and it kind of kept falling off or down or something. Something was happening with it. I guess I could, like, maybe if I took the ribbing off and like went down another size and maybe did a little bit more ribbing, suck everything in a little bit. That's an idea. I might do that. And then I made a Christmas present. This is an improvised pattern. And I made a fluffy little Yeti. What I love so much. I love it so, so much. And this is going to be a Christmas present. It's getting sent away today. And I used some fuzzy furry yarn. This is Knitting Fever for Real. that I got when I did my chunk show at Valley Yarns. And this is Hypothesis yarns. It's a little crocheted face and some button eyes and some I-cord and fluffy hands. And I basically just knit, the body is knit, and I just knit like a ball, a little oblong ball, and stuffed him and made a little Christmas ornament, and I love him so much. I'm a little bit sad that we're sending him away, but I can always make another one. For works in progress, I have lots of new stuff because I haven't podcasted in weeks. So another reason why Justin got another sweater is because he was talking about how he wanted him to have this like adventure sweater, and then Georgia could have a little matching one. So I started Georgia a little matching one. And this is using the same yarn, so Drops Nord. And while I was looking through my stash, I also found this, which looks very similar. It's not exactly the same, granted, but very similar to this. Pretty much the same color, just without so much depth. This is Knit Pick Stroll. And so I'm actually, for her sweater, I'm holding these double because I've had this in my stash for so long. And I feel like I'm never going to use it for socks. Like I just won't. And I've just had it for so long. And if I end up with any extra of this, which I don't know if I will, I might end up with 1 or 2 balls left, but I feel like I have I'm more likely to use the extra of this than to use the stroll. So I'm going to use it up in Georgia's sweater, and no one will be the wiser, except for you, but no one else. And then for the, I'm changing up hers. I'm not doing the stripy details on hers. I'm just doing it a straight color, and I'm using this, which is it showing up properly? Yes, there it is. And this is actually from last Christmas. I did a little 12 Days of Christmas Advent from 6 and 7 fiber, and on the 25th, there was a full skein of yarn. So this was the full skein of yarn that came with it. And it's this really lovely gray, and it has a bit of purple and pink and in it. So I figured it was still kind of rustic, so it will coordinate with Justin's, but a little bit girlier, because there may only be so long that I can dress Georgia in whatever I want. The pattern I'm using for this, I just based it on the Flax Sweater by Tin Can Knits. I'm not doing the details on the shoulder, and I think based on the gauge I got from Justin's sweater, I think I'm doing like the size 6 to 8, which is a bit bigger than Georgia needs, but because of my gauge, it will end up a little bit smaller anyways. I think the flax is knit in a worsted weight, and I think my fabric is closer to a DK. So yeah, I've been working on that in secret. Georgia doesn't know about it, so she loves matchy match things right now so much. So she actually wants a matching Christmas cracker hat, which I'm going to make for her. I have more than enough yarn, so I'm going to make her a little matchy match hat with this, and then she's going to have her matchy match sweater with Dad. I think she's really going to like it. And then I also have I have a big ball of the for real stuff, this furry fluffy stuff. And I'm planning to make her a hat with that as well, because she has a fluffy white sweater that it will match, that she doesn't like, which I kind of made her wear it today. But it's super cute. It's this fluffy white sweater, and then on the front in sequins, it has like the face of a deer on it. It's so cute and so festive, and like she just doesn't ever want to wear it. I'm so sad.
But maybe if she has a matching fluffy hat, she'll want to wear it. I don't know. Or maybe she just won't wear either. Oh, wow. For my other work in progress, I got the Yarn Ink Advent Calendar, and it's very exciting. So every day I get a 20-gram mini, and I decided to make myself a pair of Sprocket Socks with the minis every day. So this is how they're turning out. I'm in love with how these are coming along. I've never really done the Sprocket Sock. Like these guys, you can barely kind of tell where the color work is, which I kind of like. Like just every once in a while, there are, where's the other one? Oh. Every once in a while, I'm doing these in tandem. So I just have 2 sets of needles and I'm doing them both at the same time. Yeah, there's just kind of these like places of dots sometimes in the fadey sections, and I really like that. And here's more dots. And then in some of the more high contrast ones, you can actually see the sprocket pattern. Just really, really cool. And it's starting to get kind of into the blues and grays. I didn't read my own pattern. And I think I just tried one of them on last night, and they're a little bit tight because I used a size 0 needle, which is 3 point something. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know the conversions. A US 0 needle, which I do usually use. Like if I'm knitting a 62 or 64 stitch, I use a size 0, depending. I mean, it depends on the yarn and it depends on the pattern and things. And if I'm working 60 stitches, I usually use a US 1, and the pattern is written for a US 1 over 60 stitches. I did 60 stitches on a 0. So they fit. They're just a little bit snug to pull on and off, and I'm sure they will loosen up and be okay once they're blocked and everything too. So I'm not too worried about it. That was just like I should really learn to read my own patterns. And then this is the color that I get to add today. It has some blues and a little bit of gold. So I'm going to add that one today. I've been pretty good about doing one a day. I mean, it takes maybe half an hour or something of knitting, and there have been a couple days where I skipped and then I just did 2 the next day or something, but I haven't really fallen too far behind. I'm obviously not going to be able to use all of the minis for the socks. I'm probably going to get to, I think probably maybe day 16, maybe 17, depending on where I want this to go. Maybe I should have done a little bit of a longer leg, but that's okay. I really love the colors and like how everything is coming together, but it hasn't been the most exciting to open. Like it's entirely what I would expect from a Yarn Ink Advent Calendar. But it's just like, I don't know. There's lots of pink and there's lots of gray and there's lots of brown and there's lots of white, which is lovely and awesome. In knitted form, sometimes not the most exciting to open up. But for the rest of the yarn, because obviously a tiny, tiny stripe does not use up any yarn, maybe like 2 grams, maybe 3 eaten. No, not very much. I cast on another blanket. So I have a problem. In the wintertime, I cast on blankets. In the past
few years I've tried granny stripe blanket. I've never completed one of those. I think one of them I ripped out, and one of them, because I did it in fingering weight, and then one of them I did fingering held double or decay in like bright kind of colors. And I think I have about this much of one, but it is sitting in my closet right now. And then last year I started a northeasterly blanket, which is the one with the chevrons, that you kind of join as you go. And I like that one. Also fingering weight. I'm never gonna finish it. So I've abandoned that project. I've decided I'm not going to finish it, and I'm not going to. Maybe I'll make it into a little square or something, and Georgia can use it for something, or maybe it can hang on a wall. I don't know. But I'm not making it into a blanket. There's no way I'm ever going to finish that. And then I remembered the very first blanket I made was the Pop blanket by Tin Can Knits. And it was, that's a lie, the very first knitted blanket I made. I've made a few crochet blankets before that. But the very first knitted one I did was a Pop blanket, and it has, you make it in pieces. So you make squares, basically, and then you sew the squares together. And I've been trying to do scrap projects that are join as you go, and they've never worked out because I love, and then something will happen and like I will fall out of love with it, and I can't get it back to the point, like I don't rip it back to the point where I like it again. I don't know. It always, something happens and I just don't like it. So I think what I need to do, we'll see, is go back to a project that I can finish at the end. So I'm making the Weekender blanket. And basically what it is a million, or like 350 of these octagons. Octagons? Not octagons. Hexagons. That's what they're called. Octagons are 8. So you basically make a bajillion of these guys, and then you join them all together. And then you make a border and put cute little pom-pommy things. These are crocheted. So I haven't crocheted in a long time, but I'm really liking it. And yeah, so I think these will be really cute. I'm just holding fingering double, and I have so much yarn that I think will kind of go in this. I'm going to use all of the yarn ink. I think I'm just going to use all of the yarn ink, and then kind of base whatever colors need to be added, go in there. And I feel like being able to plan it afterwards, like once all the pieces are done and the ends are woven in and everything like that, then I can lay it all out and see it and like plan it and then sew it all together and be happy with it. Because then if there's a color that I don't like, or like something's not quite working, or I feel like I need to add something, I can. I just feel like join as you go blanket, you can't do that. There is a way to join this as you go. Like you don't have to piece it all together at the end. If you were interested in this pattern, there is a method that shows you how to join them together as you go. But I'm not doing it because that would defeat the point of this entire project. So far I have 5.5 squares or things. And those are them so far. I don't have any expectation of finishing this soon, but I feel like this is something that I can work on and not get sick of or not get bored of, because I can, like, once I get these minis done, like even leftovers of this could go in there. Like I just have so much yarn that I can pull from that can go in here. Or if I'm working on a project and I have a little bit left over, I can use the leftovers and make some of these guys. Yeah, so those are my things that I'm working on. What else do I have in the works? I started a hat with that beautiful red fox fiber yarn. But I just wasn't loving the way it was turning out. So I ripped that out and I am restarting that at some point. The wrap, I'm not thinking about right now. That will be my January project. I'm going to knit George a Christmas cracker hat. I might knit her teacher a hat. I'm still undecided about that. I might make my brother a hat or something. I think my brother would really like one of these Yetis. So I'm probably going to make him one of these too. I have a shop update. Which is very surprising because I never have shop updates. Usually all we have in our shop, we have some things in our shop. We have big knitting needles. We have our books, of course. What else is in there right now? I think that's it. And the new thing that we added to our shop are these guys. I finally got the order in. So these are wooden and brass needle holders. I had them at Knit City. I sold out very quickly, and there were lots of people that were disappointed. So I said that I would get some more and put them on our website, and I have. So they each come with 3 darning needles, and they just unscrew and screw closed. They just have a very nice feel. Like they just feel very nice in your hands. And they keep everything together. So we have the light wood ones as well as the darker wood ones, and we still have a couple of each. So if these were something that you missed out on at Knit City and wanted, or just saw them right now and want to go take a peek, you can check them out in our shop. I don't know if they'll be able to get there before Christmas, but maybe. I don't know. I don't know when the cutoffs are, so I actually have some packages that I have to send to my mom and my sister. And that's it for kind of crafty things. We decorated for Christmas. Christmas is in a couple weeks, so I was right on it to put up the tree and do the stuff. That's always very fun for me. I love decorating. I really like our house in the wintertime. I think it's very cozy. And what else have we done? Oh, last night we went to Glow. And Glow it's in Abbotsford and Vancouver and a bunch of other cities across Canada. And it's basically like a light thing. So the one in Abbotsford is at the Tradex, and they have like this little maze thing, not a maze, it's just this thing that you kind of walk through, and there's all these different light displays and like photo ops, and there's a little scavenger hunt, which Georgia thought was really cute. So you walk in and Santa has crashed his sled, and all the reindeer ran away. So you come in, and this there's a lady there, and she gave us this card, and you have to go walk through the light gardens, I think they call it, something like that, and find all the reindeer. And at each reindeer, there's a guide, and you get your stamp, and then you go and bring a card to, and you get a candy cane or something. So that was cute. That was really fun. Yeah, there were things that you could like walk through, and it was really nice. And then there was, what else was there? Oh, there was like a big playground that Georgia really liked. And there were these little like inflatable reindeer that like those bounce things that you sit on and bounce. So she really liked those guys. There was a train as well that we didn't go on because the lineup was really long. And it was very crowded. Well, it wasn't actually very crowded. I was fine. But Justin gets a little overwhelmed in things like that. So I did get a season's pass. I applied to become like an ambassador for them. So basically like I posted a couple things on Instagram, and then we got some tickets to go in for free. So I am going to take Georgia back maybe today, maybe next week. And it'll just be like she can just go and do, like we saw all the things, which was really good. So we did everything while we were there. And then when I go back with her, I'm just going to let her do whatever she wants to do for however long she wants to do it, basically. Yeah. So we did get to go for free, which was very nice because honestly, I don't think we would have gone had I not gotten those things. Not that it was super expensive, but it was a little bit. Like, that's something that probably would have been out of reach for us otherwise. So to keep that in mind, I think there is, if you go to their website and like pre-buy your tickets ahead of time, there is a discount. So definitely take advantage of that. I think it was like $20 for an adult, maybe a little bit more. I didn't see how much it was for the kids. I didn't really look. But yeah, definitely go on their website and take advantage of the discount while it's available. What else did we do? I was sick, so I did nothing. Yeah, so that's about it. I think our plans for the next couple weeks are just to hang at home, relax. We might go see Frozen 2 this weekend, and I'm very excited about that. George is very excited about that, and Justin really liked the first one, so I think he's even a little excited about that. I really liked the first one, and I've heard really good things about the second one. So we're gonna go see that this weekend. And maybe go, since maybe because we didn't get to go have our campfire last weekend, maybe we'll go do something outside. And I think that's about it. There's one more week of school, one more week of work for Justin, and then it's Christmas. So I'll probably do one more podcast before Christmas. So you'll get to see the tree. All right, I'm gonna head out. So thank you so much again for coming and joining me today. If you want information about anything that I talked about today, I will put links to, I'll just put direct links right in the description box. Come check out our knit-alongs. Find me on Instagram. That's where I post most of my stuff. And I hope you have a wonderful couple weeks leading up to Christmas. I hope your Christmas shopping goes great. And yeah, I will see you all next week. All right, bye.